terrible shock to all the people, especially to Hamas people.
If you are going to kill the Palestinian civilian, you have to expect that you are going to drink from the same poison.
An American Jew had given Hamas its motivation to strike at the heart of Israel.
After that massacre, it is allowed for everybody to attack any Israeli citizen or military.
Jihad is waged, and now all of Israel is fair game. Yehiya Ayyash prepares to heed the call. With scores of young zealots ready to volunteer for martyrdom, Ayyash has developed a series of sophisticated and deadly suicide bombs.
He did it slowly in his house. He knew how to build it, and he knew how to build a car bomb.
Hamas would soon have its revenge.
The revenge was in Afula in the April 6, 1994.
19-year-old Raid Zakarna volunteers for the mission. Seeking a target, he enters the Israeli town of Afula. His car has been rigged by the engineer with 50 pounds of explosives. April 6, 1994. 19-year-old Palestinian Raid Zakarna is about to make his bid for martyrdom in the fight against Israel. He drives his explosive-rigged car into the Israeli town of Afula. Zakarna had detonated himself next to a bus full of passengers, killing 9. A group called the Izzadin al-Qassam Brigade takes responsibility for the suicide bombing.
Izzadin al-Qassam is the military wing of Hamas. They built some kind of branches, organization, political, and also the military branch.
The Shin Bet pressures their informants for information. Their investigation reveals an association between the Izzadin al-Qassam Brigade and a mysterious young engineering student.
And then we heard the name of Yehiya Ayyash, the man who prepared the bomb.
7 days later, on April 13th in the town of Hadera, Ayyash strikes again. A suicide bomber with a bag of explosives detonates himself inside a city bus.
Israel found itself under severe suicide attack in a period of time of 1 week. At that time, it was a very unique phenomenon.
Again, the name of the young engineering student surfaces inside Israeli intelligence.
Yehiya Ayyash was the man who prepared the bomb.
The suicide bombings are the first of their kind in Israel. Ayyash has rewritten the rules.
Yehiya Ayyash was the mastermind of the new phenomenon of suicide attacks.
Ayyash's strategy for terror is aimed directly at Israeli civilians.
The idea that there is a guy that he's decisive and he is ready to do anything, including killing himself, just in order to hurt you, this notion is frightening.
Any society recoils with a lot more fear and horror when the victims of violence are civilians, men, women, children, people going about their daily lives.
As anxiety and fear spreads throughout Israel, the Shin Bet puts all their efforts into preventing the next attack. Gideon Ezra, Deputy Director of Israel's Shin Bet, is a lead investigator in the hunt for Ayyash.
We worked on it a lot of time, with a lot of people, coordinating with the army, with the police. He was wanted #1.
With information tying Hamas and its bomb maker Ayyash to the suicide attacks, the Shin Bet compiles names of anyone with links to Hamas.
The Shin Bet part is #1 to collect information. And this information you collect by all means that you can.
As lead interrogator for the Shin Bet, Michael Kobe is feared by Palestinian militants.
We arrested about 500 members of the Hamas organization. We interrogated 250 approximately.
The interrogations reveal Yehiya Ayyash is not just a bomb maker for Hamas, but a major player in the organization.
Beginning of 1992, they upgrade him and put him as one of the commanders of the Ezz ad-Din al-Qassam, the military branch of Hamas.
We saw from act of terror to act of terror that he was more and more expert.
For Yitzhak Rabin, it was hard to pronounce Arab names, so he said, let's call him the engineer.
The man now known simply as the engineer is the most feared man in Israel.
This is the man that we have to put all our efforts in order to know who is this man, why he is doing, and what's his background.
The Israeli Border Patrol is put on high alert in neighborhoods Ayyash is known to frequent. A Hamas cell in Nablus is soon uncovered. With information extracted from arrested cell members, the Israeli security forces begin to close in.
He was located in one of the places in the old city of Nablus, in the market, very close to the middle of the city.
Israeli forces immediately launch a raid in the old city.
And we were very close to him. It's a very tiny area and escape into the people.
As Ayyash goes deep underground, Prime Minister Rabin puts added pressure on the Shin Bet to find him. With angry right-wing religious groups demonstrating on the streets of Israel, the bombings seriously threaten the peace process negotiated at Oslo.
What the terrorists like to do by committing the terrorist attack is not specifically kill one person or 3 persons or 3,000 persons. They would like to create anxiety within the target society.
Well, all the pressure came on the Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin.
Yet Rabin remains undeterred and faithful to the Oslo Accords. On May 18th, Rabin completes the withdrawal of Israeli troops from Gaza. On July 1st, 1994, Chairman Yasser Arafat arrives in Gaza, victorious. With Gaza sealed and under the sole jurisdiction of the Palestinians, the Israelis must rely on the Palestinian Authority to track the engineer.
We asked from the Palestinian Security Service to find him, to help to arrest them.
Instead, Gaza becomes the perfect refuge for the engineer.
It's an area which everyone knows everyone, and every stranger who comes in is suspicious straight away.
An area where putting an undercover Shin Bet operative would be extremely risky. The Shin Bet shares their intelligence information with Rashid Abu Shabak from the Palestinian Authority, in the hopes that their counterparts will cooperate in the hunt for the engineer.
Rashid Abu Shabak is now at the head of the intelligence of the Palestinian Authority in Gaza Strip. Of course, it's not a secret that he is wanted to the Israeli intelligence.
We are a newly established authority, and for the first time, the Palestinian people welcome the Palestinian Authority to govern them.
Arresting Hamas is a priority for the Shin Bet, but not for the Palestinian Authority.
We did not want to give the Palestinian people the impression that we are only here to arrest members of the Hamas.
With no cooperation from the Palestinian Authority in the hunt for the engineer, Israelis brace themselves